And we're live, folks. We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live, y'all.
Here we
Does it stop on its own, or do I have to stop it? Oh,
Hey!
it does stop on its own?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't know how to stop it. I don't know if I should.
Oh, there it is. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
How are y'all doing? Yay!
We're
Well,
present and accounted for.
yes, we are. We're getting a little thunderstorm rolling across the south of Lubbock.
Are
so
y'all
hopefully-
really?
Yeah, so hopefully some of the farmers are getting some good rain.
Hopefully, yeah.
I hope, yeah.
It seems to always happen on Thursdays, it seems like.
Really?
Yeah. It's so... can I start with my day? Let me start with my day.
Okay.
So, I went to work. I actually did work, y'all. I know it's hard to
Good.
believe,
Good for
but
you,
I
dude.
did work. I did work. I had to...
I remember a
type up
time when Joe actually did work like for 8 hours.
8 to 5?
No. More like sometimes 12 to 16 hours. I remember when he had days like those. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
See,
if you ever doubt that he doesn't work this today, he put his time in already.
I did. I put in a lot
I'll
of
put
time.
that out there for him.
I put
Yeah.
in a
So
lot
he
of time.
really is in like semi-retirement, is what you're saying?
Right.
Exactly. Oh, Carrie, he is retirement plus as old as he is. So I'm sorry, Joe. I apologize.
No,
Keep
that's
going.
okay. That's okay. So I actually did work, and I came home and I made enchilada casserole, and
Nice.
then I had to go play volleyball, and the rain was coming in. I'm like, I hope we get to play because last week we were rained out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We actually got to play and we won. The other team wasn't very good though. So
Hey, Linda.
Hey, Linda.
so yeah, the
Sandy
kid.
dandy.
Hey, Sandy Dandy. Yeah. So it was. I basically just stood around.
Him.
Yeah.
I don't believe he just stood around. No way. No way is a ball in the
No.
air and Joe just stands around.
No, you can ask my team. I tell
This
them,
is miracles happen.
yeah, 2% effort. I was like, I go free agent next year. I can't risk an injury. That's not.
So
yeah.
Joe, would you have been the MVP on the other team? That's what I need to know.
No, because that would require me to move too.
That would
And
mean some work.
I'm not going to move. I'm not moving for them. I'm not moving for my team either. I'm there to make sure that we don't forfeit the game
No
For not-
forfeiting the
for
game.
not having enough people. So that's what I'm there for. So
Yeah.
So how was your day, Miss Carrie?
Well, it started off with a little startle. Madeline and her brother decided they were going to go jump on the trampoline with a sprinkler again and come running in the house, Mom, Mom, Mom. And our little dog who adopted us had finally caught him
AKA
a rabbit.
Oh,
Yeah. And
He wanted to share it with y'all, huh?
he wanted to show off his trophy, his prize. I was not interested, but I thanked him very much for being so generous and hospitable, but no.
okay.
So
Right.
there's a rabbit in my front yard that my husband needs to take care of.
Uh,
Assistant, you need to call my assistant.
Mr. Sexy Legs, we need you outside. Mr.
Yeah.
Sexy Legs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome.
Carrie sent me a picture of his legs one day, and I was like, I don't know why you thought this might be a good idea for me, but I guess he has a sexy leg. Okay.
No, if I was showing you a part of the black stone. And his
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie.
Right.
Carrie was just man crushing on her husband and was like, you're the only one who's talking to me right now, so let me just show you this. Let me show you this handsome leg that I get to
Right.
see every week.
So, Mr.
Matt
Pineapple's.
has a half sleeve down his leg of tattoos. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Mr. Pineapples, do you want to talk about your day, or do we want to go to the field report? Oh wait, we have a break. All right, we're gonna go to the field report. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna add the sound. I'm gonna rewind it, and then
Flip
I'm
it down
gonna
and reverse it.
smack it up, flip it in, reverse it.
Meow 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 meow.
All right, here we go. Let's listen to the field report from Sandy Dandy. How's everything out there, Miss Sandy?
Hey T-Suds family, I am coming at you from, what is the name of this thing? The National Arches. What?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
It's so sandy.
Okay, so
it's like she's
Moab
here.
Arches National Park. Sorry, I had to get the name right.
Right,
And I
yeah.
could have started this video over, but it's so windy, and so I know I feel like you can hear all of the wind in here. Anyway,
Right.
guys, this is beautiful. It's hot though, and it's not about that heat right now. Anyway, oh my gosh, this is like breathtaking. Makes me feel like, you know, once there was giants that roamed this earth. So, as usual, I'm going to attach pictures so y'all can see the beauty of it. And sadly, we're not in our Jeep so that we can do the trails. And I don't want to take my car through the trails. I mean, I kind of do, but Eric said no. Anyway, enjoy it. Guys, I'm on my second to last leg. So that means my vacation is about to end. Hey, wave at the camera.
They're like, yeah.
Anyway, back to you, Joe, Jamie, Carrie. Y'all have an awesome day.
Nice. Oh, she's in Moab, huh?
She went to Moab.
What is Moab?
It is a area in Utah that has all these rock structures and stuff like that.
That looks so
Natural
stinking
formations.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had water going through there at one time. So like the lines on the bottoms of all of these, you can see where the water was eroding all of that.
Oh, where it cut through? Yeah.
Where it used to be like millions and billions of years ago?
Yep.
Joe, do you remember when the ocean used to be that high?
I
Hey,
do.
T-Sid
Oh,
family,
whoops.
I am.
Okay, so we're stopping that. No, I do not remember that.
Where were
Mr.
you when that
Pineapples.
He was up in the mountains
I was
taking
a
pictures
smart
at
one.
Breckenridge.
You mean on his steel plates? I mean on his rock plates?
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
pinhole camera.
Y'all are hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
Hilarious.
It's 3 of us, 4 of us, and we count Sandy.
Awesome. So how was your day, Mr. Pineapples?
Oh gosh. It was quite emotional, and then Eden did her horseback riding tonight again, and she was on a cool trail. She was like, "Look, Daddy, we went there. I was getting to gallop throughout the trail," and I was like, "Aw, kiddo." And so she gets so excited going out there and doing that. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm like, anything I can do to help her get close to animals, which her favorite animal is a horse, in case y'all didn't know. So she loves horses as much as I love pineapples. And so we did that.
Does she have those really cute riding boots and pants?
We got her
With
some
the
new boots
jacket?
actually recently, yeah. So
That's cool.
not the jacket yet, but she just got some new riding pants recently.
Cool.
And she didn't wear those today. I wonder why though. We got her like 2 or 3 pairs. So but it's fun out there. And it's cool for me because I can relax. I almost took a nap. Almost did. But I was too excited about tonight, so I was like, I better not. So
You should have, because, man, I wanted to, but then I was like, I got volleyball and cooking and all that fun stuff coming up. And
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of your enchilada casserole.
oh,
Me too.
so actually, on Instagram, they have a thing called Reels, which basically
know.
is the TikTok ripoff.
I
So
wouldn't say TikTok ripoff. I'd say, what was that other one? Because it's 15 seconds. They're
Yeah.
15-second clips.
Oh.
yeah, yeah,
Vine. They're like,
Vine,
it's
yeah.
new Vine.
right, basically, yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, so it's on there. So if you follow me on my Joe
Oh,
Baker
for real?
photography account, I put it on there. It was kind of hard to get used to because I'm like, oh, it's so short.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait, no. And you can only adjust the last clip that you recorded instead of, I can't go back 3 clips. So it's just something to get used to, but it's on there. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. Good.
That's cool.
And the kids ate it, and I ate a little bit before volleyball so I wouldn't puke up during
Jet,
volleyball.
if you're watching this, send me a picture of your dad's casserole, what's left of it.
Yeah, Jet,
Okay.
he wants a picture of the casserole.
He can
I want the
tell him
recipe.
to text me.
Right.
Well,
I
we
will.
got to see it first, Carrie. Let's not jump to... 'cause last time,
I'm giving him too much credit here.
Yeah. Last time he put a can of enchilada sauce in there instead of just...
No,
whipping it
that
up.
was my chicken enchiladas, and I didn't want to make green sauce, so there you go, deal
Oh.
with it.
That's that 2% effort.
Yeah,
I just saw
exactly.
your background. I just saw her sign back there. That's so cool.
Hey,
love
Jamie,
Yeah.
who do we have on the show today?
Guys, I'm really excited about that. I'm not going to lie. So we got a guy. He's a photographer, first off, okay? So we'll get that out of the way. But he photographs one of the coolest animals that I think exists in the world, okay? And I'll tell you what, I've loved reptiles since I was a kid. My first snake was a 6-foot Burmese python, and that thing was so gnarly. And I didn't stop. And in fact, when Joe and I had Trinity, I had a bunch of snakes in my office, didn't I, Joe?
You did have a
Remember
bunch
that
of snakes.
time the snake almost bit you in the butt?
No, that was not me. That was James.
That wasn't him.
That was the other guy. That was not me.
So the snake got out, and they found it because someone went to the bathroom, and they were like, "What's that?" Behind the commode.
Whoa.
I don't know where I was. I don't know if I was at some retreat or just took the weeks off or something, but I was like, "What?" Anyway, It was funny. So this guy photographs snakes, and so we're having him on the show tonight. And if you haven't checked his pictures out, go to his Instagram. He'll tell us about it. But it's NM Herper, and check out his photos. They're freaking beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, out of this world. So anyway, without further ado, I want to welcome our one and only Erik, and I don't even know his last name, but
McCormick.
Thank you. Erik McCormick to the Social UnDistancing Show. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey! Welcome to the show, Erik.
All right, so Erik, enough about them. Let me show you. I got this really cool guy here, and I saw you had a picture of one.
Yes, it's a hognose snake.
Heterodonus, right?
Yeah, Heterodon nasicus.
So this is the albino.
Yeah.
His name is Sunny.
Oh.
He is one of our coolest pets here.
See, I have one, not an albino one, but they make
you
awesome
got one?
I do.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I found him here in town. Actually, a friend of mine found it here in town while he was doing some yard work. So I rescued it. He was doing some yard work for some, I don't know, client or something. And so I kind of rescued it, and
You kept
I'm gonna let it go, but it started eating right away, and I was like, I guess I have a new pet hognose snake.
Dude, they're like, I tell people, I'm like, they're the best first pet to have.
Yeah,
and just pet general to have.
Awesome.
That's cool. So how old is yours?
I got mine, I think it was 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But it was maybe like a sub-adult, so I would say maybe like 5-6 years, if that.
Wow.
It's a male also?
I think it's a female, actually. Cause,
really?
It's still growing. It's getting pretty big, and in a lot of snake species, the females get bigger than the males, so I don't know for
pretty
sure.
Significantly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some species where it's the opposite, but a lot of them, the females get bigger. They're the ones that have to lay eggs or give birth, so a lot of them, they get bigger.
Wow.
Like, this is a male, and he's only maybe a little north of a foot long.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had him for about 3 years already. But yeah, this is a little guy, Carrie. This is little. When the female's probably about like 3 times bigger than this and girthier.
Yeah, when I got that one, it was about that size, and now it's at least double that size.
Wow. Yeah. So the
Wow.
albinos look cool, Erik. I need to see yours, but I love the original variant. The one the one that I love the ones that look like those diamondback rattlesnakes, and that's what the normal Western hognose looks like. That's what these are called. Their regular names are Western hognoses, and they're very docile guys. These guys are awesome.
If you ever find one in the wild, they'll spread their neck and they'll hiss, and they'll pretend to strike, like pretend to bite you, but they don't open their mouth. They're drama queens. If that doesn't work, I mean, you could probably look it up on YouTube or something. They'll eventually just roll over and play dead. Like their mouth will be open, their tongue hangs out.
Yeah, their tongues are all like flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
they literally little drama king.
They'll play dead.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Now, have you taken pictures of your snake doing that?
No, because my friend had found him, and when I got him, I guess he already went through the whole phase or whatever.
Drama phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll feel like if it's out and I disturb the cage, it'll let out a little hiss, but it doesn't. I guess it's over that. It's like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm good. So
That's
My
so
family
cool.
tells me Sonny doesn't like guys because anytime guys come around or when I try to get him, he does that whole hiss and strike thing. But when my daughters get him or my wife gets him, he just crawls right up into their hands. And I'm like, you stinking guy. like, like I'm the one who takes care of you.
Right,
What are you
right.
doing this for?
How
So,
funny.
Eric, I know that we've already started the conversation about snakes, Mr. Pineapples.
Is there
But
really
tell
anything else
us,
to talk about?
yeah, tell us a little bit about you, and
Oh, yeah.
just kind of how you got into the whole taking pictures of snakes thing.
Well, so growing up, my dad was in the Army, and we were stationed in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And there wasn't a whole lot to do, so I'd go into the woods nearby or by the pond and stuff and see frogs, toads, turtles, snakes. And I remember one time my dad brought home it's called a ribbon snake. They're like garter snakes. And he's like, oh, I got a new pet for you. So that was my first pet of any kind. And it was a little ribbon snake. And I go down by the pond and catch little frogs to feed it, And eventually that's just became my hobby, is just going out, looking for snakes, little critters and whatnot. And I started maybe like 6-7 years old is when I did that.
Wow.
And then, and then actually, so I was in Missouri. Then when I moved to New Mexico, that's where I'm at now, southeast New Mexico. It's vastly different here. There's no woods and streams and ponds. And so I kind of got out of it. I mean, I still like snakes, but I didn't really know how to look for them. And it wasn't until like the internet came along, I was like, oh, you can still find stuff out here in the desert. You just got to
Know where to look.
Yeah. So what's funny is actually me and a friend were driving down this road and we found a Western hognose. And I was like, hey, I remember these from Missouri, but in Missouri it's a different species, the Eastern hognose.
Mm-hmm.
But once
Those
I
aren't
found
drama queens. Those guys are little buttheads.
so it got the bug back. I was like, oh, you know what? I used to do this in Missouri. I'm gonna start looking for them again, and got back into it. So that's
How long ago did you move to New Mexico?
So I moved to New Mexico in '89, and it's probably a few years before I started looking for snakes again.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's probably like the mid '90s is when I was like, oh yeah, I can find snakes here, and got on the internet and found out how to look for snakes in the desert, and just went from there. And what happened was I had a couple of friends that were into it too, and we'd catch snakes and bring them back, and eventually I had like 20 snakes in cages and tubs and aquariums. and I was like, you know what? I really don't want to keep all these snakes, but I still want to document, the stuff that I find, and that's kind of when I got into photography. I say photography, but actually I just took the simplest pictures of them, and I was like, oh, look what I found. And then I saw other people like post these cool pictures of a rattlesnake gonna strike or something. I was like, oh, I want to do that. That's another photography aspect.
Right.
So was it the idea of not, like you said, you didn't want to keep all these snakes, but you wanted to go find them still and take pictures?
Yeah.
Did you have any inspiration media wise? Like, was there someone on TV or other photographers that you saw that were like, it kind of helped drive that desire more?
Well, I don't know about, so the internet, there's this I guess field herping forum. So herping, I know it's a funny word, but it's like looking for snakes, reptiles and amphibians, herpetology. So field herping, there was a forum about that, and I saw people taking pictures, but what made me want to go look for them and look, not necessarily like just keep them as pets, but like learn the natural history and find them in the wild. A lot of people, including me, saw Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter.
Right.
Guy was awesome.
Yeah.
What a Sheila.
So I watched them, and that was always fun to watch. I actually watched way back in the day. It was called Marty Stauffer's Wild America.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Wild America.
Yeah, they have like snakes on there, but they have all kinds of wildlife. And I used to watch that, I don't remember what day it came on, but once a week I'd watch it. And that's kind of where I started, getting interested in just actually going out and finding all these.
Yeah.
So,
What's been the most coolest find here in America? What's been one of your coolest finds or most, memorable finds that you had here in America?
Man, there's I say a few different just for different reasons.
Share them all.
Share them all.
One of them that I've always wanted to find. I had this like field guide, and they had this snake called the gray-banded king snake, and they're like a light gray, black, and like a bright orange. And I've always wanted to find one, and I went looking for them. I think the first time was 2003. And they're found just in West Texas, and they actually barely get into New Mexico, but mainly in West Texas. And I was looking for them, at least once a year since 2003. And in 2015, actually, I saw it on my Facebook timeline 5 years ago today. I found my first live gray-banded king snake. And
and you put it in your Instagram?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
No, it was on his Facebook.
On your Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
The memories. I just saw it today that it was 5 years ago today when.
Oh, are you kidding?
Gray-banded king snake.
Those things are gorgeous, man. They're so gorgeous.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that they live out. You just.
I didn't know they were in West Texas.
Yeah. So this was near Sanderson, which is south of Fort Stockton. So it's the Trans-Pecos region, and so that was after what?
You say Trans-Pecos, and the first thing I think of are those rat snakes out there.
Yeah, and those are actually around here too, which is cool. Those rat snakes.
See, I can't handle them. So guys, rat snakes have these buggy eyes that literally pop out of their heads, and it's just like, what are you looking at? Like,
it's funny too. Those ones, it's weird. They have like eye shine. And I think it's the shape of their eyes that give them like eye shine, like a cat or something. Most snakes don't, but yeah, they have some buggy eyes.
Yeah, they do. They're the only snake that I look at and I'm like, I can't handle you. Get your face away from me. The only one,
They're actually like one of the nicest ones. Like if you find them in the wild, usually you can pick them up and they don't bite or anything. They're just like, if there's like a captive animal, a pet. So they're always cool to find.
That's how I feel like with the corn snakes, though. Corn snakes, right? They're kind of. I don't feel like they're very aggressive. Pretty docile.
So I found some corn snakes in the wild in South Florida before, and I think it was like a mixture. Like some were mellow, and some were I would say defensive. I don't want to say aggressive, but you try to pick them up and they don't want it and they might strike, but they calm down pretty quick.
Yeah.
But those Trans-Pecos rat snakes, unless it was like a small, like a newborn, any of the ones that are, more than like a foot and a half long, they've all been super mellow.
That's cool to know.
Except for the bug eyes, but.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look on your Instagram for one so we can show everybody what one of those guys looks like, because man, I tell you, they are.
I think I have one pulled up here.
They're pretty noticeable, Joe.
The Western ribbon snake. I see that one. I have his Facebook pulled up.
Oh, okay. I have his Instagram.
Let me see. This is the one that I found. I don't know if I can get this to show.
Let it still for a minute. Hold on, right there. Okay. That's the rat snake.
No, sorry. This is the gray-banded king snake.
Yeah, that one is.
Yeah.
That's the one I saw on your Instagram somewhere here. I just saw it. That's, man. And those gray-banded, those grays are so, like, they just pop out so beautifully on those. Here we go. I found it. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Right there.
Yes.
Can I make this bigger in here, guys? I don't use Instagram a lot.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, it's a beautiful snake right there. I think so. Where did you find this one?
So that one was just north of Sanderson, Texas, which is a tiny little town. There's just like a couple gas stations, a couple hotels. But
Was
So
it
do
under
you-
the wood plank or something like that?
No, actually, so the way you find those, or where I'd like to find them, is so it's really hilly down there. When they make the road, they blast through those hills, and so they create these thing called rock cuts on the side, and you go at night, and you get a flashlight, and you just look in all these crevices, and that's where they come out at night, and they look for lizards sleeping to eat them, and anything else. I was actually going down that way to go do that, and this one was crossing the road before I got there.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Oh,
that a snake? I'm pretty sure, So I turned around, pulled off to the side of the road, and it was on the other side of the road, across the road, and there it was. I was like, wow, finally, after
You're like-
13 years.
are you serious?
Yeah.
I know that. So that's so cool that hearing you say that, Eric, because when I used to live in Texas and I'd go traveling everywhere from Lubbock and then coming back.
Uh-huh.
So the game I'd play is how many live snakes can I see on the side of the road? Because guys, for those of you who do live and you haven't played the game, it's pretty spectacular. You will count an amount that you'll see what you think is rubber on the side of the road, but like 7 times out of 10, it's not. They're just snakes coiled up or whatever. So Eric, I've seen those guys there, and I'll stop the car and I'll be like, "Oh, what is it? What is it?" So I get that. That's cool.
Yeah, the road's a really good place to find them. Technically, it's illegal to look for them on the road in Texas.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh,
But,
did I say Texas? I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't hear what Eric said.
I meant
I thought we were talking about
Mississippi.
New Mexico.
Mississippi.
you just happen to, just say you're looking for invertebrates.
Rubber.
Invert-
Yeah.
I thought that was rubber on the side. I was going to clear it out of the way so no one would, mistake it for anything dangerous.
But,
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
snakes
So-
like to go on the road. It gets warm, and they'll lay on the road and
Yeah.
eat up and stuff. And
And then get off.
Sunbathe.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the most dangerous snake you found in North America?
let's see. So
Or reptile, because I saw you had a certain reptile on your Instagram somewhere.
yeah,
I saw that one.
but yeah, I've seen a Gila monster. Actually, it was in Arizona, but I wouldn't say that was the most dangerous.
Because they kind of have to latch onto you, right? The Gila monster basically has to latch onto you, and then because its fangs in the back are the ones that carry the poison.
Well, I think
Is
all
that-
the on there do on the Gila monsters do, but they're not as they don't strike like a rattlesnake.
Oh, okay.
So you can the one that I found was in 2014 in Arizona, and we had a permit to catch some of these protected animals. So I just wrangled that one into a
Is that
bucket.
him?
Yes, that's the one.
So and these guys, they're pretty big. They're like
Yeah.
a nice, good.
Yeah, that one was
Chunky.
probably, I don't know, I'd say maybe a little over a foot long, but they're really thick too. They're not like a regular lizard with long skinny tail that counts for 50% of their length.
Right.
Yeah, and in Texas, when you guys are used to seeing horny toads all over the place, and you see the Gila one, and it's like, okay, and it, it's bright orange, it's bright red. Look at that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a real cool find. I'd been looking for those for a while, and I wanted to find one in New Mexico, but it, just right across the border in the Chiricahua Mountains in Arizona, I found that one.
So how often do you go just like snake hunting or
Herping.
herping?
Herping.
Herping.
Sorry.
It sounds weird for y'all, but for us, it sounds totally normal.
I went a lot more this year because basically everything else was closed down. So
Right.
out in the wild, and I went. I think I started in April. I mean, you can go in March. It can be a little cool, a little bit harder, but April seems to be when you can start finding snakes and lizards and other stuff more reliably. And a lot of my vacation I use from work is actually for herp trips. I'll travel to, somewhere else in the States, like Georgia or Illinois or California, Florida. But I also been to Mexico and Thailand and Vietnam and
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we were talking about America. So what are some of the places you've been to? Thailand, Vietnam.
Yeah.
What are some of the snakes that you've been able to photograph in some of the outside places? What were some of your favorite ones?
So Thailand and Vietnam was awesome. We went last year, and there's a group of us that go. A good friend of mine, Tim, he gets these trips all put together, and then there's anywhere from like 7 to 12 people that he invites from all over the world, actually. And then we all meet
up.
His
name is Tim?
Tim, yeah.
How
Tim,
does Herman get involved in that?
Yeah.
What does he need to do to get on that list?
Yeah, because he wants on that list.
I'll bring my camera. I totally will take photos of him.
Yeah, no, and that's what he does. He'll put up the trips and he'll invite them, and we've been doing that since I think 2008.
Oh wow, so wild, man.
Yeah, we started here in New Mexico, making some trips to the Gila National Forest, and then it kind of branched out to Arizona, then Florida, and then he's like, do you guys want to go to Mexico? I was like, yeah,
yes,
I do.
Yes, as a matter of fact, yeah.
It's a little scary because it's not like the beach or whatever. We're going into the mountains, into the Sierras and stuff, but it's always fun, and we find
everyone brings your own antivenom.
Yeah, no, we try not to get bit. We're always safe, we have hooks and equipment to safely handle the stuff, and a lot of times we'll take pictures of them as we find them, and then just leave them there.
Right, that's good. You can't handle any more pets, right?
Yeah, I have a few snakes, but yeah, I really like to go find them in the wild and take pictures. I say it's like a catch and release fishing, You go and it's the thrill of the hunt, I guess, and then getting some pictures.
So what was some of the? So tell us about. And we kind of sidetracked it, but some of the snakes that you caught while you were in, or photographed while you were in, like Vietnam and Thailand.
So we started in Thailand, and man, a lot of the snakes that we found were, people probably don't know anything about them. They're different snakes, like a kukri snake or a keelback. We found some of these green tree vipers. They're bright green. We found 3 different species of those.
Those are beautiful, man.
Yeah, actually, what you mentioned earlier, the Burmese python. We saw one of those. We actually saw 2 of those over there, which is pretty cool because you see them in the pet trade a lot.
Yeah, you do. People don't realize those suckers get huge, man.
Yeah, and they're like a problem in Florida, and I know some people find them in Florida, but it's actually cool to see them where they're native to,
So they're native to Thailand?
Yeah, they have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have the Burmese python there, and then they also have the reticulated python, which is actually the longest snake in the world, but we didn't find any that trip. So
well, I'm thinking that you must have excellent vision, because I've gone to like the zoos and things, and they've been this close to my face, and I can't find them on the trunk.
Yeah, no, it actually, it's funny because, like I was saying, one of the ways to find snakes is driving on the roads at night. The snakes go on the road and they kind of bask there, and so many people miss them. They just think it's road debris or something, and I'm like, wait, there's a snake, on the shoulder, and
right.
Yeah, you just get accustomed to seeing that, and kind of the same in the wild. It was funny when we're in Thailand. We actually had some guides with us, and they're the ones that found most of the snakes because there's a lot of the green tree vipers.
Yeah,
and they're just like bright green. They blend in with the leaves and the foliage, and we'd walk right past them like, oh, here's one, and oh man, we got to get like a search vision first before you can start seeing them.
Yeah, I won't be on those trips. I'm sorry. That's where I'm like, and believe it, it's not because of snakes. It's because I have a fear of leaving the country. I'm like, if I leave the country, they won't let me back in.
The scariest part, actually, of that trip were elephants. We were in this national park, Khao Yai National Park, and we're on the road, and there was like a herd of elephants in front of us, and we're waiting for them to get off the road. That's what you're supposed to do. And then we find out that there's more behind us, so we're like trapped
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Eventually, the herd in front of us, we're waiting. We waited, I don't know, close to an hour. And like, if we scoot up, maybe they'll kind of move off the road. And then they turned around and their ears, and they trumpeted and stuff. And, yeah,
They're like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did you take
Yeah.
pictures of that?
I took some pictures. They're blurry.
It's okay.
It's blurry because I was shaking a little bit,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, though, Eric. It's all good, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was an experience, and we made it back. But that was more than any snake or whatever. That was the most, I guess, dangerous part of that trip were the elephants.
That was the most dangerous because you could see the danger, but you never realized in that jungle you were like, if it's like one of those find the hidden things. If you could find all the hidden things, you'd realize how close you were to all these deadly things.
Yeah.
Did you, while you were in Taipan, did you get any pictures of the Taipan? I said Taipan in Thailand. Did you see the Taipan there? Did you get any photos or?
No, so those ones I think are Australia, but
They're in Australia.
They have cobras, which we were looking for. King cobras, and we didn't find any of those. We found a lot of cool stuff, but I think the main two targets were, for me at least, were the king cobra and reticulated python, and didn't get those. And then we went to Vietnam and we found some more cool things. And I had to leave before a lot of other people. And the day after I left, or maybe the day of, I had to take a public bus throughout the country to get back to Hanoi. Anyway, the rest of the group found a cobra, like right
Oh, man.
I didn't get to see that one, but
Sorry, Eric.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm turning around.
But you had the elephant experience.
the elephant experience.
So with that question, and I'm missing a lot of the comments, Joe. So I hope you're filling in for me because I am totally focused on Eric's stories and stuff.
Right?
But
Yeah, I know.
one of the questions that I saw Eric over here was, what reptile is on the top of your bucket list?
Oh, so the one that I would really like to find in the wild, it's called the Tamaulipan rock rattlesnake, and they're found in Mexico. And I just think they're the coolest looking rattlesnake or snake, and yeah, it's something that I'd like to find. What's that?
Tell me that name one more time.
Tamaulipan, Tamaulipas, the country or the state in Mexico. I'm not sure how to spell it.
Okay, keep going.
Rock rattlesnake.
Well, while he's talking about rattlesnakes, we had a question come up and says, "Have you ever been to the rattlesnake roundup in Sweetwater?"
No, and so I'm totally against the roundups.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they're gathering them up to destroy them, basically.
Yes, yeah. It's they're killing animals for profit, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
So and they're native. Native
Is that him
animals.
right there?
Yes, that's one.
Dude, that's so cool looking.
I was about to point, but you can't really see where I'm pointing. But yeah, that one right there, the middle on the right, is kind of like the way they look. They have like a gold stripe down their back, and their base color is like a silver gray color.
Man, it's just like a splotch mark right down their back, isn't that?
Yeah, and they're small snakes. So rock rattlesnakes. I think the record length there's like 4 different subspecies. I think the record length is like 2.5 feet.
Oh,
so they're usually about like 18 inches, 20 inches. They're not very big.
But look at those fangs, man. Like you don't even need to open their mouth to see how huge they are.
Yeah, they can pack a bite. There's 2 kinds here in the U.S. and there's the one that's mainly in Texas is the mottled rock rattlesnake, which is the one in the middle on the left.
This one?
No, yeah, that one. I know it says Tamaulipan rock rattlesnake, but it looks more like a mottled rock rattlesnake. And then on the bottom of that picture that you clicked, on the bottom right, the very far right at the bottom.
Right here?
Oh no, on that. So click on that one picture again, the middle left.
This one?
And then on that, where it shows the picture of it on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right
that
here?
green one, that's a banded rock rattlesnake.
Dude, that one looks sick.
That one's from Mexico. I can tell, but the ones in New Mexico can have that green color. And I used to have one that was like green like that.
You used to have one?
Yeah. But it was real old because it was like 2.5 feet
So you said you can tell the difference between it being native to New Mexico versus Mexico. So for someone who's not educated in snakes, how can you tell that by looking at this?
So yeah, it's hard to explain.
Okay.
So the ones in that particular rock rattlesnake, the banded rock rattlesnake, is in the Franklin Mountains in El Paso, throughout southern New Mexico, and then like southeast Arizona. The ones in the Franklin Mountains in Texas are like silver, white, like real light gray color.
Okay.
And they have real dark black bands. The ones in New Mexico can be that green color, but the bands are really dark. And the ones in Arizona, we always say they're the ugliest. They're like gray with like mottling of black and brown, but those ones that have the real light, I guess brown, black bands, they're from Mexico. I've never seen one from anyone that has found one like that here in the States.
So Eric, let me make sure if I can tell this to Carrie. Like Carrie, snakes have like colors and then patterns, and depending on different colors and different patterns that go together, sometimes you can tell what areas of the country, of the world, those types of snakes belong in. Is that right, Eric?
Is that because they're trying to fit into their surroundings?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like,
camouflage better?
Yeah. Like there's a lot of like the lichen colored rocks, they're like greenish colored.
Right.
And sometimes though it's weird, like the ones from the Franklin Mountains, they don't really match because they're just really light colored snake, and the background color is more of like a darker rock. And I'm not sure why, but that's how some of them are. But a lot of them do match, especially the ones like in the Davis Mountains. You get some really cool looking pink ones, like match kind of like the pink rock and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Look at that one.
Yeah. Hey, so let's talk about some of Eric's photos. I have his Facebook page pulled up, and that way we can kind of talk about his photos instead and see what we got here. And they're a little bit bigger on the Facebook page.
Okay, cool. But that's a snake you're looking to get, Eric, right? Like that's
that
your
would be
bucket
the one
list.
that would be one that I really want to find. The only thing is that the part in Mexico that they're found is usually like the dangerous part. So
Oh.
I was like, yeah, maybe some other time.
Nice.
Wow, man, that looks.
So we're gonna. I picked through these, and because there's a couple here that really kind of stand out just because of their color, like the color, how glossy this one is, and then you can see like there's little blue flecks through its body. That's really
so
cool.
I think it's the light reflecting off of it. It's like a iridescent.
Iridescent, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that one was from Mexico, and they're not a very commonly encountered snake. We found that in the Sierra Madres, near this little town called Yecora.
What is that one called, Eric?
So
Dugas earth snake.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the only
that's an
reason we knew
earth
that is we looked it up, and we just know it as Geophis, which is the scientific name. And
So this guy's not that big, is he?
no, it's not very big. We ended up finding two. One had been run over, and this one was a live one.
Oh, man, I hate seeing those,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hate
But
seeing those.
we did find that live one.
Oh, look at that picture.
Whoa.
So that one's actually a pretty cool find. This was in Southern California in San
Pine,
Diego.
isn't it?
What's that?
Is it a pine?
No, so it's a Baja coach whip.
Oh, sweet, man.
And the funny thing is that, so I was in San Diego and I was with a friend. Her name's Marissa, and we were just looking for snakes, whatever kind, and that was not a snake that I was expecting to see. So I see this black snake crossing the road. I'm like, "There's a black snake." And she's like, "Well, what snake is black?" He was like, "I don't know." And so we saw it go into this bush, and we looked at it, and she's like, "Oh, that's a." She lived there at the time, so she's like, "That's a Baja coach whip." They've only been found within a few miles of the border. They're usually in Baja, California, and so that was a cool find.
So where you found it, was it further south of Baja or
No,
north?
so it was north. So it was in the 8s. It was near San Diego, and they just barely make it into the U.S. They're mostly found in Baja California. So
And I can tell, like, it's not all black, is it? It's just
No.
black on probably the top, and then maybe top half or top side.
yeah, and then like if you look on the right of that, there's it looks like a gray one. That's one that we found in Baja, and that's what they kind of look like there. They're more gray.
That matches
So
like
that's the
great in
same
with that
snake.
rock.
Yeah.
So that was all the way down near like Cabo San Lucas. They range all the way from there all the way up to Southern California.
What is
Yeah.
that?
So that one's another coach whip, kind of the same as that last one, but that one's a Sonoran coach whip.
Look how red it is. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like a pink,
So
purplish
Sonora,
red.
the Sonoran area, right?
Yeah, so that was in southern Sonora, near a town called Alamos. Actually, maybe near Navajoa. But yeah, they're like a reddish pink down there.
And look
And
at the
they're-
scales. They're very like rough and rigid instead of smooth and glossy.
Yeah, those are real cool. Yeah, I have another one that picture. They're real cool snakes. They're the coach whips in general are the fastest North American snake. So they're really
Really?
fast.
Wow.
You can find the Western coach whips all around, Texas, West Texas, New Mexico, and they're the ones that cross the road like really fast. Some people call them red racers because they can be red around these parts too.
Oh, okay. So racers and coach whips are the same thing.
Ah.
Well, there's actually different ones, but people call them red racers too. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
What is this guy?
So that one is a brown vine snake, and we found that one in Mexico also, but they actually do get into the U.S. in southern Arizona. They're pretty hard to find. I've never seen one in the U.S., but I've seen quite a few in Mexico, and they're just these really long, skinny snakes that eat lizards and look like vines.
Right.
And
So
that's
you're
their-
using the 70 to 200 on that one, right? The long focal length.
Actually, I think that one was. I want to say that one was a 50.
Really?
Yeah, because that was 2011. I think that's all I had, but I think it was also on it might have been on a crop sensor. So
Okay.
maybe like a 75,
Yeah.
which is, and those ones
That's
are, they're technically venomous. They have rear fangs, but they're not really harmful to people. So,
And his
Wasn't-
mouth being open like that, is that like a defense mechanism? Like when you get close to them, do they just start opening their mouths to kind of scare you?
No,
Yeah,
he's
that's
laughing
what
at
they
my
do.
joke.
there you go. Yeah, my thing is looking right at it too.
Right.
So,
That's awesome. Let's see here. There's I wanted to so like this one is gorgeous right here. How well it blends in.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
So that one's a prairie king snake, and we actually found that near Houston where my mom lives. And my mom lives in this neighborhood just south of Houston, and it's really cool because a lot of the houses there have their own property, so it's not like fully developed. So you can still see a lot of wildlife there.
Mhm.
And me and one of my friends, Ashley, came across that just driving to my mom's house. So
Man,
it was
that one
real
looks
cool.
so
Pretty picture.
beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Like I love that that speckle pattern. It looks like
Yeah.
a jaguar of the Western hognose and the diamondbacks. Like
Yeah,
I love those patterns so much. Like this, the prairie king, the Western hognose, and the night snakes. Like
Uh-huh.
those guys just look awesome, man.
yeah. No, they're all similar, and the prairie king they'll make good pets also. They can eat mice and pretty much whatever they can fit in their mouth. They'll eat.
How
other
big was this
snakes.
one?
This one was a small one. I think it was
Yeah.
maybe like a foot long or something.
Okay.
Not too big.
Man,
That's crazy. There was one that was really
See-
like this.
ooh. Oh, is that vine snake? A different angle?
No.
Actually, no. So it was found near the same area. That one's a parrot snake. It's so the place that we went to when we found this one, it's in Alamos, southern Sonora in Mexico. It's kind of where like the desert and the tropics meet. So you'll find like rattlesnakes and coach whips and stuff like that, Gila monsters. But then you can also find stuff like this, which is more of a tropical snake, a parrot snake, or the vine snake. There's boa constrictors there, like that you find in a pet store. So it's a really cool area that you can find just a
Are
variety
these
of
poison
different.
or venomous?
Technically, yeah. I don't think they're harmful
To
to
humans.
humans though. It's mainly for like lizards and maybe smaller animals, little birds
Rodents.
or something that they eat. Yeah. So it wouldn't really incapacitate a human, just maybe make them itch or something.
So you're like quick on the draw then for your camera.
Yeah, right. That's a good point, Joe.
You're right, and like how well it focuses it on the eye and stuff like that. And I know you didn't have eye autofocus back then.
No.
That just recently came out.
yeah. That was with the shoot. I don't remember, but it was definitely with the DSLR.
Yeah.
And the good thing though is that when they do that, so these snakes are actually pretty fast. Like you see them on the road, they'll get off the road. But once you kind of like corner them, they get in that defensive position. They kind of hold it there. So it actually kind of makes it easier to take pictures of because they, they're not apt to like run away. They just want to watch you. Yeah.
Like,
they'll kind of pose for you.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, and this, look at these green ones here. Look at this.
Yeah, so those are the ones from Thailand.
What?
Is that an emerald tree boa or one of those vipers you were talking about?
It's one of those vipers. That one is the Vogel's pit viper.
Vogels.
Yeah, that one was, I think that was the third one we found. We found 3 different kinds, and yeah, one
He's
of
like,
them.
pick a tree, pick any tree.
Yeah,
Dare ya.
I think we ended up seeing like, oh man, I don't remember. I know it was like 5 or 6 on this little hike. And the group, saw a total of those.
Mm-hmm. So like someone's shining a flashlight on it, huh?
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
those eyes are so wicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Gabby's asking a question. Have you ever been bitten?
Not by anything venomous. So, like, a lot of the times, if we see a snake that say I'm with the group, right, and we want to show it to the rest of the group, we'll catch it. And if it's a non-venomous snake, yeah, sometimes you get bit, and it is what it is. But it honestly, most of the time, it doesn't hurt. Like, the way I describe it is if you were to put like Velcro on your skin, you can feel Velcro, but it doesn't hurt at all. So
that's cool.
But yeah, nothing venomous.
Like this, you can tell this is a pit viper. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's another one of those pit vipers from Thailand.
He means business, man. He's like, I'm not just going to stay coiled up here. What do you want? What do you want?
And those ones were actually, we stayed at this like this lodge resort place, and they were just around the area. I know they had this little restaurant, little patio, and we were eating dinner, and someone's like, "Oh, look," and there was one just right by the patio. I don't know if I have a picture of it on there, but it was one of those same ones.
What?
Yeah,
and they are venomous. So, and they mainly eat frogs. They're not actually like that big. I think that one was maybe like a foot long, maybe 16 inches or so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they hang around and eat a lot of frogs.
Look how that green color just is so awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, there's even greener ones than that one. Like super bright green.
I'll take your word for it. What is your most recent one, Eric? Is it at the top here, or is it going to be?
Let's see.
Wow, look at that orange and black one.
Oh, this.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that one is actually.
That one's really dangerous.
Yeah. So there's a little saying that it works for the most part in the U.S. Red touch yellow, kill a fellow.
Oh yeah.
Red touch black, friend of Jack, or venom lack. So this one though was found in Mexico, but this one is venomous. It's I think it's called a West Coast coral snake. I'm not too sure on the common name, but it's a coral snake.
Yeah, on your caption it says West Mexican coral snake, clear banded coral snake.
Okay, yeah.
Man, those guys are
Yeah,
they're beautiful, but they are deadly.
yes, that one where we stayed at this little hotel, in Alamos, and it was on the hotel grounds, like on the entrance, and we found it.
Ew.
So
Yeah, so I'm trying to find your most recent one.
I think the ones towards the bottom might be the most recent, but I don't think they're in any order. See, that one I found this year.
That's pretty.
That's actually called Trans-Pecos copperhead, and that's actually, people think of copperheads like in the east in the woods and stuff. This one was actually found where I found that gray-banded king snake near Sanderson, south of Fort Stockton in Texas.
Okay. I know where that's at.
Me and my friend Chris were actually looking for snakes, and I was just crawling alongside.
Y'all were herping around.
Yeah.
I just love that Erik can look at all these snakes and know which friend of his was with him.
Right.
Yeah. This one though, I have to admit, I think that was June, so it wasn't too long ago.
It says July 3rd.
July 3rd. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's the day it was uploaded, right? But not taken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
so it was
right.
somewhere around the end of June, early July.
That's a good shot, man. That
Yeah, it
just
is.
looks like a really good shot.
And that one
Oh.
I actually used off-camera flashes for that one, which I usually don't.
Oh, right.
What is that?
That one's called Let's See How Fast Carrie Can Run.
So
It
that
says
one is,
mock viper. Yeah.
Yeah, mock viper. So then it's not a real viper, but actually I think it does have a rear fang, so it's mildly venomous. And that was in Thailand. And
That's a great picture.
one of the guys actually got bit by it, and he said he could feel the little tingling sensation in his thumb, I believe.
Ooh.
So I mean, other than that, I think it might have got a little numb, but other than that, no issues. But
That's crazy.
I got lucky on that shot. That
That
was
is a cool. Yeah,
So
That is cool.
man, that
Looks
is
like you
so-
need a calendar for all your pictures. This is
You
amazing.
know, you could sell one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is an awesome picture, dude.
Yeah.
that one is that one was from Vietnam. That was in that one is I forgot what it is. It's a habu.
Yeah,
It's a type
Chinese
of-
habu is what it says.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. A friend of mine, Mac, he actually found that at night on the road, and he didn't really know what it was. So he's like, is it dangerous? I don't know. And so, he caught it for the rest of us to see, and they identified it. Yep, that's a habu. That's a dangerous snake.
Oh gosh. See,
I think
as
that
much
one
as I love them, I'm. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Erik.
All right. Yeah. So that one I think I did use. I don't know if I used a 150 millimeter lens
Yeah.
or 70. But yeah, that
So
one
what goes through your mind when you take a shot? Like, are you looking just to get the entire scene, like the face, the eye, the body? Do you have like some in your mindset, like when you aim that camera, are you trying to focus on any particular piece or not?
Well, so a lot of these, what I try to do is I get the eyes in focus. And I try to get
Okay.
as much as the body in focus as I can. It doesn't seem like it, but like in Vietnam and Thailand, the jungle, it's pretty dark in there, like under the canopy.
Yeah.
So I have to shoot kind of wide open, which makes a lot of the focus.
blur.
The depth of field is pretty shallow. So it just depends on the situation. If I can, I like to get a shot where you get the snake or the animal as well as the habitat in the background. So kind of see where it was found or the habitat that it likes.
Right.
Harder to do because you need a wide angle for that, and if it's venomous, you got to get close. So
You're like,
you'll see a lot of the venomous ones are more like telephoto.
Right.
That's for a good reason, right? Unless you got a plastic
exactly.
board in front of you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Erik, time flies when we're having fun.
Aw.
Sorry, Jamie. You'll have to friend him, and then you'll have to see his on that and stuff. But so, Eric, we're at the end of the show here. I know Jamie's disappointed, so I'm gonna take over here. But we're gonna give you some time to kind of plug whatever it is that you want to plug, and so here you go.
Okay. So I do people photography too. It pays better than snakes. But I'll still always love taking pictures of snakes and reptiles, amphibians, and wildlife in general. I think they mentioned it, but on Instagram, it's NM as in New Mexico, herper, HERPER. And I post snake photos on there. I also post them on my Facebook, which is just my name, Erik McCormick. But I have tons of different photos of people and snakes and cars and whatever on there. You'll just have to dig through the albums and find it. So, but yeah, I'll do it for as long as I can. Take pictures and post and share. And
nice. Yeah. So I actually met Eric because he photographs people. I didn't know about the snake thing until just later on in our friendship or whatever. But it's like, oh, he takes pictures of snakes too.
This is my feeling when I hear y'all take pictures of people. I'm like,
Awesome. So, Jamie, you get the last question?
Eric, we like to ask all of our guests to give us a topic for a future episode. And so with that in mind, do you have a topic that you'd like to give us to cover for a future episode?
I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me run through that. So, me, Joe, are photographers, and we photograph people, but I also like to know what other photographers' hobbies are, whether it's photographing other things that you don't know about, or if it's just a separate hobby, cooking or something like that. You have like another photographer on there and say, hey, this is what else I do besides photography. So, just like for my snakes, right? I used to post everything on one account, but I noticed many people don't like snakes.
Right.
You know what, I'm gonna make these.
I don't know if those people are real now. I'm like,
right.
We don't trust those people.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to see like, hey, what else do you do? What other hobbies or what other interests do you have?
Okay.
Photography.
I like that.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I wrote it down. Man, Eric, it was a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Dude, as long as you keep taking photos of all the reptiles out there, I'm going to keep following it and keep pushing you. I was like, oh, you guys got to come and check them out. If you can't check it out, watch us on the repeat. But this guy's got some awesome photos. So I hope you great, what's the word I'm thinking of? Prosperity in everything you do in the future, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you for taking your photos. Have a good night. I hope you stick around in the back, in the green room.
Yeah, you're welcome to stick around in the green room, and we'll holler at you here in just a second. So.
All
right.
Good.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye. Appreciate
it. Oh, Jamie. I think Gabby summed it up the best. Jamie's like a little kid in a candy store.
Guys, y'all have no idea. I was like, it was so hard because I was like, stop. Look, I was like, can I show you all my pictures of mine? Everything I've got to do. I have hundreds of pictures, and I was like, I'll keep those back there.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm going to be like, I might have to talk to Dr. Pineapples and be like, babe, I think I want to go photograph some snakes in another city, state, maybe even country.
Right,
maybe.
Yeah, he's got those trips. You just need to say, hey, I want to go out.
Yeah.
Put me on the list. I'll do a field report from there.
And then if you don't want to go to the forest, then you can just go to the local cuisines and take pictures of that.
That's true. Oh, I would love that. Food during the night or day, and then herping at night. That would be awesome. Carrie,
that would be awesome.
There you go.
What do we got coming up tomorrow?
We have our. I think I've got a good one. We have our Freaky Friday. Bringing back Freaky Fridays in August, but we're doing a spin on it, and it's our True Crime edition. And so we all have been racking our heads about what we're going to do tomorrow, and guess what? We have no idea still.
I do. I know.
I got
He's
mine
lying.
approved by Sandy today, so I'm hoping it's good.
Okay, so we both had the same idea because I need to talk to her too. Sam, I need to talk to you because I have an idea and I need to run it by you too. Okay.
Perfect.
So and then hang out with us tomorrow night after the show for the after show where we don't go off of any script and it's not about being PG-13 or positive or upbeat. We just get to be us, unfiltered, however way we're feeling or what we want to do.
Exactly.
And y'all missed like a 2.5 hour after show last Friday.
I didn't miss it.
It was amazing. We had people come on. It was fun, guys. It was fun. The beatboxer came around. He was done playing video games. He goes, "Sure, I'll come on."
Yeah.
It
was lots of fun.
It was.
Anyhow, you all have a great night. Thank you for staying with us, and I hope that you'll go out and make sure you give a like and subscribe to Eric's his Instagram and check out his social medias. Okay?
Yes.
Am I missing something, Joe?
No.
Okay. So as usual,
remember to wash your hands
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Have a good night, everyone.
Awesome.
We love you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you for hanging out.
So I don't really like snakes, but I appreciate them. You know, I'm not going to go out hunting for them, but if somebody else were to hold one up for me, yeah, I'm going to take a picture of it. But
I didn't appreciate the one I found in my house recently.
Yeah.
Eden cried. Both my kids cried when I told them that we got a snake. They got a